Do you really struggle when working with tables in Microsoft Word? Or you want to understand how to use tables in your documents? In this video, I'll be showing you how to use tables to structure your data or document in Microsoft Word, update existing tables, and even format it to look more professional in Microsoft Word document. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, kindly do that by hitting on the subscribe button so you don't miss any new video that I upload. This is Frank from Tech Edify. Now let's get straight into it. So let's quickly launch a Microsoft Word. So I'll just go to my start menu and just search for Word. Now, if you are using Windows, this is Windows 10, so probably I'll just launch Microsoft Word here. Okay, so this is Microsoft Word. So here we're going to create a blank document and then start working with our tables. So let me click on the blank document from here. Okay, so here in Microsoft Word, if you want to work with tables or you want to insert table, we have the menu called Insert. So when you go down to Insert, then you see table here on the tab. So when you tap on the tables, over here you can see a preview of a table, but it's limited to 10 by 8. It means that you will have only 10 columns, 8 rows. Now when you come down here, you see insert table. This kind of allows you to put in the number of columns and the number of rows that you want. So probably this is how and what we're going to use to create our table. Now, when you come down, you can draw your own table by drawing your columns and then the rows. This is quick tables that can allow you to just quickly insert any of these, customize or template and use. So let's see how to draw or insert a table. So to insert a table, I'll just quickly come to the insert table tab here. And now here, I will determine the number of columns and the number of rows. Now, what is a table? A table consists of columns and rows. So probably what data are you going to put in the table? That will determine how you're going to put your number of columns and number of rows. So here, I'm going to just make a table of 4 columns and then the row of 15. So I can just increase my number. And then the width of the table too, I want it to be auto. If I put it on auto fit content, it means that it will fit the table per the content that is in it. And this is to auto fit to window. So you can maintain the default one here and then click on OK here. So this is our table. As you can see, we have a table inserted here. Now, the moment you insert the table, there is also a tab that shows on the menu bar, which comes with table tools. It has design tab and then the layout. Now we're going to go through these 2 tabs, but first of all, let's look at our table here. Now if you check on your table, now you can see there is a 4 directional arrow at the top here. This can help you to move or drag your table. So anywhere that you want to move your table to, you can simply hold here and then drag it on your page. Now, when you come down here, you will see another small rectangular box here that can help you to expand your table. That means I want to stretch my table based on its dimension. I can just stretch it by dragging through that small box here. Now, one thing is that when you have a table there, you can see that these are the columns that makes the table. So we have various columns here, and the rows are these ones that makes up the rows. So the horizontal form of it are called the rows, and then the vertical form or section on the table are called columns. Now, one thing is that you can change the width of your columns. So if I want to change the width, you have to place the mouse anywhere on the column line. So these are the column lines. So here you can just drag it either to the left to resize it, yes, or you can drag it to the right. But make sure that when you place the mouse on the line, you see your cursor direction in 2 directional arrows. It means you can drag it to the right side or drag it to the left side to adjust your column. In the same way, you can also adjust the rows. So if you want to adjust the rows, you just have to place the cursor anywhere on the rows and your cursor will turn to an up and down arrow direction. That means if I hold here, I can drag it down, or I can drag it up to change the height of my table. So when you insert a table, you can control its structure, that is to adjust the columns and then also adjust the rows. Now let's see how to put data into a table, or let's see how to enter data into a table. So I'm just going to name my columns and my rows. So I'll just label the columns with alphabet and then label the rows with numbers. So let's quickly label them. Okay, so we have our table. We feed in some information. It's very simple to add a content. You can just simply click in the cell. So all these things are cell. Wherever you want to put up the data, you just click inside and you can begin to type anything inside, and automatically it picks it that way. Now let's see how we can change the design or the appearance of our table using the design tab. So if you check at the top here, you can see the design tab. Now one thing is that if you are not seeing this tab here, it means that your cursor is not in the table. So if I click outside, then you can realize that the tab has moved out from the top there. But anytime I click in the table, it appears automatically, so you can see it here. So make sure if you are not seeing it, it means that your cursor is out of the table. It means you are not working in any table, so you have to click inside to see it there. Now when you check out the tab here, the design tab, we have table styles. Now over here it can help you to change the appearance. So they have a styles of designs that they have you can apply simply to your table. So if I point it on this, automatically it applies the style. It's still the same 4 columns and then 15 rows, but it's because these styles comes with some shaded rows, and also it has even ignored some of the lines or the lines of the columns from there. So over here you have to choose which design that suits you. So we have different designs that you can apply to your table. So you can have a blank table and just apply one of these styles to change the appearance or the beauty that you have on the table. So they have a lot of styles that you can choose and work with it. Now if you want to change it back to your normal plain table, you go back to the same style, then you look at the top here, you see grid or table grid or plain table. So you click on it and it will revert it back to the previous one. Now when you come here, this is called shading. The shading can help you to shade either a row or a column. So let me shade the first row. So I'll just drag the cursor through it to highlight the row. Then I'll come to shading here, and then I can pick any color here. So if you choose this color, you realize that it has shaded all those rows with a color. You can shade a cell. If you just want to shade a cell, you click in the cell and then you go to shading and then you choose your color for the cell. In the same way, you can also shade an entire column by dragging through the column to highlight it, and then you can pick a shading color. So like that, you have filled your column. So these styles can be used to just change it by default, or you can just use the shading and then customize whatever that you want to change on the table. Now the next one here is called border style. Now the border style can help you to change the lines you see around your table. By default, it comes with a single lines as you see, but if you want to change the border lines, you can just pick up a border line. So let me just choose this one, double solid line, and I want to change the outline of it. So I'll just drag it through by holding your mouse on, and then you hold it like that, and you can just change your entire border line. So anywhere that you want to change, you can just simply drag it through like that, and then it changes your border. So that's the border style. Now you can use this one to change the line style. Maybe I want to use this deeper or thick line. I can also apply it and you can see how it goes. So you change it in that sequence. Now when you come down here, these are the width. So below it you see the width here. So that means the line style that you choose, you can change it width from this end. Either you want to use the big size here, or you want to use this one, you can just use it to change it in that sense. Okay, the next one is the pen color. The pen color can help you to change the color of the border line. So if you want to customize your line colors, you can come to the pen color and then pick a color here. So let's see red, and then don't forget that it goes together with the borders that you have already selected. So if you just want to change the lines in a single form, then probably I have to change my styles to this one. So you can just apply it simply on it, and then you can see it's changing my line color. So that is how you can use the pen color to change the border lines. That is to apply a color to it. Now when you come here, you see borders, and automatically on your table you have borders everywhere. So probably if I click in this particular cell and then I go to the borders and I choose no border, it means that it's going to erase all those lines you see there. So probably borders are normally used on area where you don't see any line there. So here we'll have to put on all borders, and I'll see all my borders there. So that's what we have under the design tab. Now the next one is the layout. We're going to see how to update the existing table with some few instructions here. So let's see. One thing is that maybe as a table, as you see there, you might just update its existing data, either to add or delete some rows. So let me show you how to add up a row to the existing table. So if you want to add a row to an existing table, so what you do is that you need to just click on wherever that you want to add the row. So when you come to the design tab, we have what we call insert row above. So this is insert row above, this is insert row below. So as you are seeing, we are on row 5. So if I choose below, it means that there's going to be a new row below the 5 and then the 6. So there you see it there. So determine on based on where you want to add the row. So assuming I want to add a new row before the row 1, I'll click on the row 1, but I will choose insert row above, so that the new row will come above where the cursor was positioned. So kindly take note of the below and then the above. It is based on where your cursor is being positioned. So that's how you can add existing a row to an existing table. So now let's see how to add a column. Now assuming like I have this data already, but I want to add a column to the existing one. Now when you check here, you can see insert left, insert right. These are for columns. The first one that we showed was for the rows. These are for columns. So I can insert a column to the left or insert a column to the right. Now let's assume I want a new column after D. That means I need a new column after this D. So what I will do is that I will just click anywhere on the column. It can be on the first row or second cell or third, whatever. Then I will just go to insert right. Now the insert right will put a new column after the D for me. So that's how you can add a column. Now let me just undo it. If I want a new column between the B and the C, that is between the column A and then column B. Now what I have to do is that I can place the cursor anywhere on the column, and then I can decide to use left because I need it between A and B. If I want it to be on the right, then probably I have to put the cursor on anywhere on the row A. On the column A. So then I will use right. And there you see it has a new column in between A and B. So probably know how you're going to calculate whether you want it to be on the left or on the right based on where your cursor is inserted. So that is how you can add a column to the existing table. Now let me show you how to delete a row and a column from your table. So assuming you have a data, there is one particular record you don't need in the table, especially maybe I want to delete the row 4, the data on the row 4. So what I'll have to do is that I'll just put the cursor anywhere on the row 4. I'll go to delete here. Now when you come to delete, we have delete a row. So if I click on delete a row, automatically it has deleted the row 4 that we have. So that is how you can delete a row. You can also delete a column as well. Let's see, we want to delete the column C. You can highlight all the entire column or just put your cursor anywhere on the column. Then you come to delete and then you choose delete column. And then you can see it has deleted the whole column from the table. You can also delete entire table by going to delete and then you choose delete table and it will just get rid of your entire table. Let me undo it and bring it back. So that's about deletion. That is how to delete a row, a column, and even a whole table. Okay, another way that you can also do is to also merge some of your cells. Sometimes it depends on the data that you want to use on the table. So probably maybe I want to merge these two cells as one. So what I'll do is that I'll just highlight the cell and then I'll go to the merge cells over here. We are still on the layout tab. So when you click on merge cells, automatically it has merged these two cells. So now you can see it's just a single cell here. That is it. And then one thing is that you can also split your table. If you want to split a table into a section, various table, maybe I have this full table, but I want to make it like two separate tables from this one. What I have to do is that I have to put the cursor where I want to split, either on any of the cells, and then you go to the split table, and automatically it has splitted my table. It's on top of it, so let me just drag it down a little, and there you see it's a single table that I've splitted it into two. So basically that is how you can use to change some of the layouts on the table. Now when you look at various alignments, you can get them from this end. So if you want to change how your data are being positioned or the direction of it, you can choose the alignment here. These are the top alignments. So at the top alignment, we have top left, top center, top right. When you come to the middle or center, we have align center left, align center, and then align right. So you can control your data where you want them to be. So basically that is how it is. And this is how to change the direction of the text. Maybe you want to change the direction that you have on your table. So you pick any data there and then you can just change the direction of it. So basically that's what we have here. Let me separate this table we splitted from there. Okay, so basically that's just a few things on the table. You can go ahead and then start working with tables. So let me know from the comment section if you don't understand anything. Just put it out there and I'll be right there to answer you. If you have found this video very useful, please hit on the thumb up, and then also don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss any video from us. Thank you and see you.